Welcome in, guys. That's right, I am Pookie. I am your Platinum Paladin, and my goodness. Gang, trophy burnout, achievement burnout, no matter what platform you play on, Nintendo accomplishment burnout, Steam achievements, you name it. It is very, very real. It has actually been something I've been going through recently, believe it or not. Just the feeling that, like, dude, I can't get a platinum to save my life. Oh, you know? And you're chunking through lists, and what should be easy is suddenly giving you all kinds of trouble. But as I digress, guys, I decided to make this video to highlight a few games that can actually, I personally believe, if you are going through burnout, these games could bust you out of that rut. They're also good, like, intro to achievements, intro to trophy games, stuff like that. Something actually approachable, but also in the cabinet, that you will enjoy, that you will, like, respect, so to speak. You know, I mean, because we all know, gang, there are trash Chivo games out there, there are trash trophy games out there. They exist, and they will pad the heck out of your gamer score, but I figured I would look through my library at some of the trophies that I really enjoyed getting, that didn't require like a whole lot of, oh, I gotta go look this up, or I gotta go pull up a walkthrough. So why don't we dive right into it, right around on the other side of the intro, and we'll check out 5 games I think you guys should have in your trophy cabinets. Let's check it. Alright, so honestly, the first game should actually come as no surprise. If anyone's ever trophy hunted before, or gotten achievements, or just played video games in general, guys, you've heard of Assassin's Creed. Come on. Like, you've heard of... It's literally like the Fast and the Furious of video games. Assassin's Creed has so many entries, like... I say that as a Final Fantasy fan, strange enough. But as I digress, it has so many entries in it, but the one I want to focus on primarily is Assassin's Creed 2. This game, it came out a while ago, but has been remastered as a part of the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection, which is available on all platforms. So you are able to go ahead and jam this trophy list. This is a easy to approach achievement trophy list, guys. Most of it is going to be like story progression, so you get to kick back and relax and just enjoy the adventure. I think there are maybe 2 tedious ones in here that require exploration, looking around for feathers or glyphs. But other than that, really, the game has a great balance and easy approach to the overall, I would say the overall trophy list, so to speak. Like I said, most of it's story progression, so just by playing the game, you're going to eat up majority of it. As you go, like, the game actually presents itself really well. As you go, you come across these different assassin's crypts, which you need to get the best armor in the game anyway. So if you already have a tiny ounce of completionist in you, yeah, you're going to go do these crypts so that you can get the appropriate armor that you need to not only look awesome, but to have the most health and the most defense throughout. Each of those crypts also give you a trophy or achievement upon completion, and then they have a few miscellaneous ones for, you know, like maybe hiring X amount of courtesans to distract enemies or distract guards with, or one of the tougher combat ones is to using a long weapon, so like a pole arm, trying to sweep 3 people down, so knock 3 people down at once. But none of it is so hard that you're just like, oh god, here we go, this is just gonna be a nightmare of a list. Plus, I mean, again, this was early in Assassin's Creed where the focus wasn't just on like going back in time, there was a backstory surrounding Desmond, surrounding Lucy. So that has its own appeal from a writing perspective. But yeah, I would say like I had to put this game on the list because it's just one of those right out of the gate. It's easy to approach. It's a good story. The combat's fun. Like it ticks every box. Honestly, like Assassin's Creed 2, easily the first one I would say you check out. Moving right along though, next up we've got another easily approachable one that, dude, you don't... Come on, this is Spider-Man, okay? Spider-Man, do I need to make a case for Spider-Man? The game is incredibly approachable for basically anyone who plays games. It walks you through just enough to figure things out and then kind of leaves you to your own I am becoming Spider-Man devices. The game is incredibly well done. It really is the best depiction of like being Spider-Man as well. Like, so well, I would say even better than like the film's portrayal of Spider-Man. It's just, it is an incredible step into the universe of, well, of Spider-Man. I mean, so honestly, like this game was definitely one of the early ones I thought of when I was talking about doing this video, and it's because this was one right when I got it. It was like, all right, I'm 5 seconds in and I know I'm going to get the platinum for this game. Like from the opening swing out in the city, and it is fully recreated New York City, by the way. Like you can go see the sights in this, which is super fantastic if you just want to take a load off and enjoy a cool story and honestly beat a game. Like I said, this is more geared around like, oh, I don't have to pull up a walkthrough and I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that. Like if I want most of the trophies to come naturally, a game like Spider-Man is perfect for that. It really is. Like it does a good job of having good narrative pace. The trophies for campaign progression are plentiful. Combat trophies are also plentiful. What I do love is going around the city. There's a bunch of challenges that you can experience just all throughout the city. And they may lead to chance encounters or cutscenes that matter and make a difference. Like it does a really good job of keeping you engaged throughout. And when you look at the trophy list, none of it's really daunting. I mean, sure, there's gonna be the one that's like, oh, you gotta get the 100 combo and stuff, but honestly, combo, like once you've figured out how to fight in Spider-Man or in Miles Morales, because let's face it, they are both almost identical to one another as far as combat goes. Once you figure it out, that 100 chain comes very easily. Like once you've got the reins of Spider-Man, you're gonna be like, well, wait, I thought that trophy was supposed to be hard. Like, and it's just gonna pop at random one day while you're in combat because you haven't even beaten the game yet, but you're so fluent already in just putting the smackdown on people as Spider-Man. And like I said, this one definitely had to make the list. And if you haven't checked it out, I seriously recommend you do so. Alright, the next one for me should come as no surprise. I am a platinum trophy holder in this game, on multiple platforms rather. PS3, PS4, and now PS5. I do not have the platinum in this game in VR, and it's because the VR does not agree with me, sadly. Otherwise, you know I would have the platinum trophy in Skyrim. What is not to love about Skyrim? Like this game is open world as it gets. It features dragons. It features a great RPG character progression system. Tons of faction quests that you can just go on and get lost in. And the best part is the game's trophy list encourages that. Like, you get a handful of trophies for beating the main quest. If you want to go join the Dark Brotherhood, you get a handful of trophies for joining the Dark Brotherhood and doing their quest. Thieves Guild, the Companions, you name it, the Mages Guild. And honestly, like, just by doing these faction quests, of course you're going to be bagging achievements and trophies like it's going out of style. But the stories of these are almost as big as the main story. So, I mean, it lends a little bit of importance. It gives you a reason. Like a lot of games, they'll send you on missions to go do side quests and stuff like that, and there's not a lot of value. The faction quests here have tons of value tied to them. They really do. And beyond just faction quests, next up, you have, as you progress in level, you then have your Daedric quests to get awesome weapons, to get incredible difference-making equipment. Yes, like the Wabbajack. But no, for real. Seriously, and as long as you're getting those Daedric items, you're going to end up getting an achievement or a trophy for that. You know, of course, depending on where you play, like, get all of them, yeah, there's a trophy for that. So it encourages you to not only start a mission, but to see these things through. And honestly, like, the only thing I would say that you might need to, like, look up in this game would be, like, reading the skill books. But that is completely optional. You do not have to go look these up. A lot of those skill books you are going to get just by playing the game. A lot of stuff you're just gonna be exploring. You're gonna read. And the cool thing is, I mean, PS3, you would have to buy the DLC and stuff, or just get the complete edition. But the PS4 and the PS5, they come with all of this stuff. They come with Dawnguard. They come with Dragonborn. They come with the Hearthfire House Builder thing. Like, so when you buy Skyrim, you're saddling up for hundreds of hours of main campaign gameplay, just chilling, progressing, taking out dragons. You're saddling up for a bunch of just base gameplay with all the factions and stuff, and then you have the DLC, so you get to go meet Miraak and go to Solstheim for Morrowind. Like, you get to go to these regions, and there are trophies for it. Like, oh, you honestly you just really can do anything in Skyrim, and it's so easy to approach. I mean, if you're having trouble with it, the game does have difficulty. That's one thing that I am a proponent of these days. Is like, hey, video games and trophy hunting and all this, it is for entertainment. It is for our entertainment. So if normal mode in Skyrim is just beating you up and it's turning you off to the game, turn it to easy. Like, turn it to easy. It's not going to lock you out of getting any trophies or achievements, and you're gonna have an enjoyable experience with the game. So don't let something like difficulty hinder your Skyrim experience. If you haven't, okay, this would be very surprising, not gonna lie. If you haven't checked out Skyrim, it's available on everything, so just pick your platform and go check out Skyrim right now. Pause the video and just go check it out. Alright guys, next up, come on, you knew we weren't gonna be able to get through this list without me mentioning a Resident Evil game. It's my favorite franchise, and I highly recommend a lot of games from that franchise. But I am going to give special mention in this video to Resident Evil 3, and I know that you're saying, but everyone online says RE3 Remake sucks, and it's just garbage, and you shouldn't play it, and you should only play the original, and if you're going to play a remake, play RE1 Remake. Well, I got a few things to say to that, guys. Resident Evil 1 Remake is way different on approach than Resident Evil 3 Remake or 2 Remake, for that matter. of all of these remakes that have come out, the Remake has the easiest approach to it. The game's a little bit faster, so if you're already used to third-person shooters, it's going to feel a little bit more comfortable, where, say, Resident Evil 2 dialed it back, was a little bit more in the vein of, like, traditional The Last of Us, where Resident Evil 3 Remake follows a much faster pace with, like, contending with more like Gears of War or like The Last of Us 2. So, like, right out of the gate, Resident Evil 3 is, it has like I mentioned, it has the faster pace. It has a good narrative. You're going to get a lot of achievements and trophies just from playing through the game. And from there, I mean, there are going to be some little things. Oh no, you got to open all the locks, or you got to find the Mr. Everywhere statues. Reading all the files. As long as you're not going flying by stuff, reading all the files is going to be really easy. You're probably going to get that just by experiencing the game. Very minimal looking up having to be done with either Resident Evil 3 or Resident Evil 2 in these remake fashions. Now, the one thing I'm going to say here that's a little tough is Resident Evil 3 does have difficulty associated achievements and trophies. But there's a caveat to that. You can use infinite ammo on these difficulties, and the infinite ammo isn't skill dependent. So where Resident Evil 2, if you wanted to get the infinite rocket launcher, you had to pull an S+ on hardcore with a character. That's skill dependent. There's a lot involved in being able to do that. You gotta beat the game fast. You gotta beat the game without dying. You gotta beat the game without saving, like... Well, I think you can save, like, 3 times, maybe, in that. But, yeah, there's a lot of skill involved, where Resident Evil 3's unlocks, Resident Evil 3 Remake, whatever you want to call it, its unlocks are achieved from basically the extras menu. So you go under the extras menu and you say it's like, oh, kill 250 zombies with handguns. Okay, so boot up a level and just kind of farm it, get those points, and then you can unlock the rocket launcher or any of the other infinites in the game that are going to make things a lot easier. And once you have those unlocked, then you can go on to these higher difficulties and breeze through, because the game doesn't lock you out of using infinites for the achievements and trophies. So, like, when you boot up Inferno mode and Nemesis is running at you at 1,000 miles per second, you have a rocket launcher now, so you're equipped to deal with that situation. Honestly, yeah, with how much Resident Evil 3 Remake goes on sale, it's worth grabbing. It's a very, very quick platinum. It's very easy to approach, and it'll introduce you kind of the way that Assassin's Creed 2 would. It'll introduce you to an awesome series and allow you to expand. Go to Resident Evil 2 Make. We've got Resident Evil 4 Make on the way. And, you know, maybe that opens the doors to you checking out the tank-controlled Resident Evils in Zero, and Code Veronica, and Resident Evil 1 Remake. Like, it's starting from a very basic approach and moving on. And that's what I think Resident Evil 3 does well. So, definitely check it out. Alright guys, last but not least, I feel like I have to definitely mention The Last of Us 2. So, and it's mostly because of how polarizing the trophy list is in different areas. Yeah, it's polarizingly different from the first game. The first game, you can actually, like, play through that entire game and only get the trophy that you whatever difficulty you were on. Or, like, it's not very friendly to trophy hunting. Now, The Last of Us 2 is a whole different animal. This clearly they were paying attention to a lot of other games that were coming out at the time as far as trophy hunting goes, because The Last of Us 2 has a fantastically structured system. It is going to require 1.5 playthroughs, essentially, but the game doesn't overstay its welcome. No matter what difficulty you're on, you're choosing to get these these collectibles and anything that's going to bag you a trophy as you run, you're going to need to visit a lot of these places to give yourself a good chance anyway. So if you're going into a bank to get a collectible, there's already going to be resources in that bank that are going to help you survive throughout the game anyway. So there's incentive beyond just the wonderful pling of the trophy, like, and that I think The Last of Us 2 does really well. I know there's a lot of controversy with this game. A lot of people didn't like the direction that it took narrative-wise, and that's I'm gonna leave it up to you guys as players to figure out what you want to do out of these games. I personally think The Last of Us did a good job. Like, it's not a terrible game. It really isn't. It's actually a very well put together game. It's kind of easy to figure out some of the things they don't tell you. So like you're seeing on the feed right now, I'm riding the struggle bus trying to figure out how to like basically swing on a rope. But that's my fault. Part of that's user error. But the game is very balanced with combat. It's very fluid with combat as well. It is a little gruesome, and there are some big time situations that go on in the game. I mean, like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Breaking Bad. Is you're not necessarily 100% on board with everything that everyone's doing, and I think that's part of the appeal narrative-wise that has you coming into The Last of Us and checking everything out. Like, overall though, the game itself, the graphics are incredible. Which we've reached a point where you can't go much higher on the graphic spectrum. And if AAA graphics are an approach to you, this game should have already crossed your desk a long time ago. So, yeah, honestly, check it out. It's really good. Obviously, I'm gonna recommend that you play the first game first, and experience at least the story of the first game, because it is very important to elements in this game that you have experienced that. From a trophy hunting perspective, do you play The Last of Us Remastered? I don't know, but The Last of Us 2 you definitely play. And where here in September, The Last of Us Part 1, which is basically a single-player revamp on PS5 coming to us to be able to experience, where that's not going to have multiplayer, maybe they're going to refine the trophy list a little bit and be like, hey, the first one was really hard to approach. We liked our look at the second one, so why don't we go ahead and just approach it in this kind of format, because that seems to draw in a lot more people. Like, I'm not sure. Obviously, when The Last of Us Part 1 launches, assuming it's in my possession day one, I will be going over the trophy list. We'll kind of break it down, and really see what it has to offer, see what's different, because The Last of Us Remastered was not an approachable list, and The Last of Us Part 2 is very, very approachable. Very good story, very, very good trophy list. Oh, alright guys, well, that is going to wrap it. I hope you guys do consider these games into just kind of the overall scheme of things. There are a ton of games out there. Trophy burnout is real. I've been going through it the past couple months myself, to the point where games like Darksiders, where I just can't motivate myself to go get some life shards. But as I digress, guys, I really do hope you take the time to check out these videos, and check out these games. Like, easy rep busters, easily great games that you will be proud to have in your trophy achievement cabinet, what have you, wherever you're playing. I hope you're enjoying yourselves, and until next time, guys, take care. Like, subscribe, and tag that bell. Have a good one, guys.